Hello everyone, welcome to this session on UPSC EPFO 2025 examinations paper, the actual paper solution of all the QA and LR based question. So we are covering the 15 questions which have been asked as part of your examination. With this, we'll also try to give you the CSAT course details for the upcoming 2026 examination. All right. Chalo, without wasting any time, let's start with our first question. Five prime numbers are arranged in ascending order. The ratio of the product of first three of them to that of the last three of them is 35 is to 323. What is the difference between the smallest and the largest number? Okay, so we know prime numbers are basically numbers having only two factors, 1 and the number itself. First prime number is 2, then we have 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19 and so on. ये तरीका है. Okay, if these five numbers are in ascending order, that order could be anything. The numbers could be starting from 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, or the numbers could start from 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, या फिर नंबर 2, 5, 7, 17, 19 ऐसा भी हो सकता है. It just have to be ascending, छोटे से बड़े की तरफ. Now, what is given in the question? Suppose we have the prime numbers as P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. The ratio of the product of first three, so P1 into P2 into P3 upon P3 into P4 into P5, this is exactly given as 35 upon 323. Okay, क्या मुझे कोई ऐसा सिमिलर डेटा दिख रहा है जो कि I can eliminate? So P3 is here and P3 is also here. When we take the ratio, we can actually simplify it. Even though I don't know the value of P3, but I know कि ये जो डेटा गिवन है उसके वजह से वॉट एवर इज द वैल्यू इट इज गोइंग टू बी द सेम हियर, तो आई कैन एलिमिनेट इट. नाउ P1 into P2 upon P4 into P5 and all of these are in ascending order is 35 upon 323. Now can I smartly look at it and say 35 अगर प्रोडक्ट बन रहा है दो नंबर्स का and both of them are prime, can I divide this as 5? So this is 7, 7 and this is 1. Or can I say 35 is basically 5 into 7? Bingo. Now we exactly know that our P1 is actually 5, P2 is actually 7, and then we have P4 and P5. This needs to be 323. Okay. अब आपके पास पहला नंबर ये रहा, सेकंड ये रहा P1, P2, P3 could be 11 और 13 और 17 कुछ भी हो सकता है. Whatever it is, it has been ruled out. Now the next two numbers product should be 323. अब एक बारी नॉर्मली चेक करते हैं. Let's suppose 11 मेरे लिए P3 है. So I'll rule this out. Now is 17 into 13 giving you a value which is close to 323? Check करके देख लो. 17 into 10 is actually 170. 17 into 3 is 51. Even if you add 170 and 51, you are not even close to 323. तो ये दो results से तो नहीं आ रहा है. Then if I multiply these two, 19 and 17, let's see. 9 7s are 63. Yes, we are getting the last digit as 3. Check कर लेते हैं. 17 into 19. 9 7s are 63. 323. Bingo. So P4 and P5 is actually 17 and 19. Now our question says the difference between smallest and largest. So it is actually P5 minus P1. 19 minus 5, which is 14. Option D. Now, done with the question. आप मुझे बताओ, what is the actual value of P3 if I ask you? अगर इस क्वेश्चन में P3 पूछा जाए and this is the same data that is given, can we somehow figure out the actual value of P3? No. Yes, it could be either 11 or 13. I'm not sure which one is the correct value for P3 because it is repeated, and since it is repeated, we can easily cancel it out. Ascending order में it could be any of the two values. But we know with surety that P1, P2, P4 and P5, the five numbers, the four of them are exactly these values because of the result that we have here. So prime number is an important topic for your upcoming examination as well. We have so many questions based on prime numbers. So this is one thing that you should be definitely focusing on, the properties of prime numbers, co-prime numbers, then twin prime numbers. Focus on these values. Definitely you would be getting a problem based on this. All right, I hope this helps. If 5 persons take 5 hours to paint 5 walls of equal area, then how many hours will 7 persons take to paint 7 walls of equal area, provided both the sets of wall are identical? The work done जो हो रहा है वो identical है. Okay, this is a question from the topic time and work. और इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए we'll use our famous MDH मसाला formula. अब ये क्या है? Basically, MD&H here indicates men, days and hours doing a particular set of work. और tagline जैसा है MDH MDH. So it is MDH. M1 D1 H1, M2 D2 H2. Now, जो भी work done है, it will go in the denominator. So work done is at the denominator. This is your complete MDH masala formula. Now we'll only focus on the variables which is given in the question. जैसे 5% take 5 hours to paint 5 walls. M1 is 5 hours to paint 5 walls. वर्क क्या कर रही है? 5 walls को पेंट कर रहे हैं. क्या D1 given है? How many days they are working? No, this is not given. Okay, let's look at the second set of data. How many hours would, so H2 is what we require, 7% work, so M2 is 7, take to paint 7 walls, so W2, the work done is 7 walls. क्या इसमें भी D2 गिवन है? नहीं गिवन है. तो यहाँ पे आपको क्या समझ में आ रहा है? They would be working for equal number of days. They are only working for 5 hours and 7 hours, है ना? तो ये जो days है ये basically equal है, इनको अभी consider नहीं करना है. So I'm ruling them out. Now I'll try to put the respective data here. M1 is 5, H1 is actually 5, then work done 1 is 5 volts. This is equal to M2 which is 7%. Hours मुझे नहीं पता. They are painting 7 walls, so 7 comes here. अब let's quickly simplify the data. H2 becomes 5 hours. In no time, you can solve a problem like this using the fundamentals of MDH masala formula. Time and work is yet again an important topic. We also have a concept known as the common multiple rule. We use this to solve another set of questions. ये वाले type के जो problems हैं, we classify them as MDH masala formula, and using this formula, it is very easier to look at a problem like this. All right, I hope this helps. Term of the alphanumeric series, we have a series going on here. Now, this is a question from, you can say coding decoding, or you can say alphanumeric series. Here, जो भी लेटर्स हैं मैं उनके एक्चुअल कोड्स को लिख लेता हूँ इन अल्फ़ाबेटिकल ऑर्डर. सो C इज़ पोजीशन एट 3rd spot, H इज़ पोजीशन एट 8th spot, M इज़ एट 13th spot. उसके बाद आई डोंट नो, देन वी हैव W विच इज़ एट 23rd spot. 1 2 3 4. We have a rule which says rule of 27, and this rule is for opposite letters or letters in reverse. जैसे If you write A, B, C, D, E, F going up to X, Y, Z, and then you reverse the order A, B, C, D. So here you'll have X, Y, and Z. So A and Z are opposites, B and Y are opposite. A is at first position, Z is at 26th position. The sum is actually 27. जैसे B is at second, Y is at 25th. 25th plus 2 is 27. The rule of 27 is for opposite pairs of element. Now, tell me the opposite pair for C. C के लिए opposite होगा 27 minus 3 which is 24. H के लिए opposite होगा 27 minus 8 which is 19. M के लिए होगा 27 minus 13 which is 14. And W के लिए होगा 27 minus 23 which is 4. If you look closely तो ये सारे opposite codes given हैं. Now you know the pattern. In front of the letter, their actual opposite codes are mentioned. You just need to check which of these letters follow the same. S is positioned as 19. तो 19 के लिए opposite code क्या होगा? 27 minus 19 is actually 8. तो S and 8 should have been the code. But यहाँ पे S and 7, so this is not. R के लिए code होता है, it is positioned as 18th और opposite letter इसके लिए होगा 9. So R and 9 should be the code. Yes, this is actually fitting in. यहाँ पे S as 18. No, this is wrong. This is also false. I hope this helps. Here, important fundamental is understanding and having, the understanding of the rule of 27 for opposite letters. If you know this, तो आप directly इसको reach out करके solve कर लेंगे. I hope this helps. In a business, A, B, and C invested in the ratio 2:3:5. But they all earned the same amount of profit at the end. Okay, investment ratio की अगर मैं बात करूँ for A, B, and C, this is 2:3:5. सबसे ज़्यादा C ने इन्वेस्ट करा and सबसे less A ने इन्वेस्ट करा है. They all earned the same amount of profit. So what would be the profit ratio for them? For A, B, and C, it is same. So 1:1:1. मतलब अगर मान लो इसको 20 रुपये प्रॉफिट मिले, इसे भी 20 रुपये, इसे भी 20 रुपये, तो आइडियली द रेशियो बिकम्स 1:1:1. Now, the profit that they received is proportional to the amount as well as duration. Amount here indicates your investment. Duration here indicates time period. So this is a question from partnership topic of ratio. इसका एक core fundamental है that between the partners, the profit or the loss bearing ratio is always a cumulative of investment into time period. अगर ये नहीं भी given होता, देखो ये statement यहाँ पे clearly given है, but generally अगर नहीं given होता तो भी मैं इस pattern पे ही काम करता. So I know the profit ratio is always investment into time period. What will be the ratio of duration of their investment? मतलब time period ratio is needed. From here I can say time period ratio is profit upon investment for all three. और profit ratio क्या है? 1:1:1 upon the investment ratio 2, 3, and 5. This right here is the time or duration ratio for A, B, and C. अब ज़रा इसे simplify करते हैं. Easy simplification. Whatever is the denominator, आपको ये values यहाँ पे नहीं चाहिए. So give me a single term with which I can multiply and rule everyone out. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे इनका LCM ले लूँ, LCM of denominators. So 2, 3, and 5 if I take, top पे जो भी आएगा, that will always simplify. So 1/2 into 30, 1/3 into 30, and then 1/5 into 30. Simplify it. So it is 15, 10, and 6. This right here is our time period ratio, option D. So having this fundamental of पार्टनरशिप आप ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को बड़े आराम से सॉल्व कर सकते हो. I hope this helps. Let's look at the details of our UPSC CSAT 2026 course. Alright, so let's have a look at our current CSAT course. So these are the folders that you can see. यहाँ पे हमने सारे टॉपिक्स को सेग्रीगेट कर दिया है. Let's say you click on logical reasoning. So you go on to the respective topics. Suppose I go on to direction sense. So I have the lectures with me: basic, clock-based direction sense question, coding, decoding, direction sense problem, shadow-based direction sense problem. Then I have a PYQ sheet. Then a PS1. PS1 is actually practice sheet 1, which consists of 30 expected questions from that topic. So similarly, we have for all of these topics. You can come back and go to maybe number system. You can see number tree, unit digit, divisibility rule, remainder theorem, counting digits, number of zeros, EWR puzzle, factors, HCF, LCM. All those topics are there. So we are covering everything right from the beginning. So we'll have extensive lectures with practice sheet 1, practice sheet 2, and PYQ sheet for every topic of quantitative aptitude. जैसे you'd be having lectures on number system topics, arithmetic topics such as average, percentage, ratio, time and work, time, speed, distance, or any of the logical reasoning topics. Same pattern would be followed for logical reasoning topics as well. So we'd be having PS1, which is practice sheet 1, PS2, which is practice sheet 2, and then the PYQ sheet. Other than the lectures भी होंगे. With this, we would be covering reading comprehension as well, with short conceptual lectures. You get my mentorship throughout the course, plus doubt solving directly through me. And I'd be guiding you how and when to start and what topics you should be covering. So as you have seen already that these were our programs and how you can access the content on our portal. So we have divided this course into 3 major phases. Phase 1 is going to end now, wherein we have covered all the lectures with notes and a PS1 and then the PYQ sheet with the lecture of PYQ as well. So this is our phase 1, the content delivery part. Once you get hold of this, then maybe you can start the revision. And how do you revise? With a new set of questions. तो यहाँ पे ये दिसंबर और जनवरी का प्लान है. यहाँ पे मैं आपको डेली एक शीट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस शीट 2 अपडेट करूँगा. आप जो भी टॉपिक रिवाइज कर रहे हैं आप उनको यहाँ से कवर कर सकते हैं. Now, our final and the most important phase of our course would be from February onwards, wherein I would be providing you with 10 full-length tests as hard copy. I'd be providing you a strategy for the first 5 tests as well, based on your results and how you perform. If needed, I will be changing the strategy. So, you'd be doing these tests in February itself, and from March onwards till your examination, we would be working on 2 things parallelly. First is your problem areas, and secondly, I would be providing you with few practice questions on a daily basis, and you are supposed to take those questions. That is our whole curriculum. The best time to start is right now, because you already get these lectures as recorded format. I will be guiding you with a planner, preferably a weekly planner. This is what we are doing with our current enrollments. Yeah, you are supposed to cover those weekly targets. In case you have any doubt, directly reach out to me on this WhatsApp number. That's something that we are doing for every student. All right. So currently we are offering a special offer of 28% off on our actual course with EMI option for selected students if you have any difficulty. For course enrollment and details, you can directly reach out to us on this WhatsApp number. Thank you everyone. Happy learning. two unbiased dice. Unbiased is basically not favoring any of the two faces. मतलब ये एक normal dice है ना, जो भी face है, जितने भी faces, all are different here. Each marked with 1 to 6 on their faces. 1 to 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are rolled simultaneously. What is the probability that the sum of the outcomes on the top faces of both the dice is 7 or 10? Probability के क्वेश्चन को हम लोग ऐसे सॉल्व करते हैं दैट नंबर ऑफ फेवरेबल आउटकम्स अपॉन नंबर ऑफ टोटल आउटकम्स. बेसिक. व्हेन यू रोल टू डाइस और अ डाइस टू टाइम्स, यहाँ पे कुछ रिजल्ट आएगा. ये फर्स्ट थ्रो पे आ रहा है एंड देन ऑन द सेकेंड थ्रो यू विल हैव अ वैल्यू हियर. सो इन टोटल दीज रिजल्टेंट्स आर 36. कैसे पता करना है? Total outcomes for dice which has 6 faces is always 6 to the power n, where n indicates the number of faces or number of times you throw a dice. So 2 times it means 36 total outcomes are possible. और ये outcomes कैसे दिखेंगे? तो ये कुछ ऐसा होगा 1 2 1 3 1 1 1 4 1 5 1 6 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 2 5 2 6. Similarly going up to 6 1 6 2 6 3 6 4 6 5 and 6 6. Clear है? 36 outcomes क्या होने वाले हैं? Now we need to get a sum which is equal to 7 or 10. तो इसके लिए एक शॉर्टकट है. अभी मैं पहले उस पर काम कर रहा हूँ. जो सम हो सकता है it could be minimum 2 1 plus 1 and maximum 12. तो we have a chart. If the sum is 2, the number of outcomes would be 1. It is only occurring 1. एक ही बार होगा ना. Similarly 12 भी एक ही बार होगा. Now 3 would be happening 2 times, 4 would be happening 3 times, 5 would be happening 4 times, 6 would be happening 5 times, 7 would be happening 6 times, 11 would be happening 2 times, 10 would be happening 3 times, and similarly 8 would be happening 4 times and 9 would be happening 5 times. Clear है? Now 7 is occurring 6 times, 10 is occurring 3 times. तो favorable outcomes कितने हो गए मेरे पास? Favorable outcome is 6 plus 3. Total outcome is 36. So this becomes 9 upon 36, which is 1 upon 4, or 0.25 is our probability. Option C is our correct fit. अगर आपको ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, मैं एक बार और एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ. जैसे 10 we say we will get 3 times. We can get 10 as 5,5. We can get 10 as 4,6. We can get 10 as 6,4. Other than this, क्या किसी और प्लेसमेंट पे 10 मिल सकता है? No. Similarly 7 के लिए I can have 1,6, 6,1, 2,5, 5,2, then 3,4 and 4,3. So a total of 6 times. So 6 and 3 we get 9 favorable outcomes. Total outcome is 36, 1 by 4 or 0.25. This is how we solve problems on probability. I hope this helps. If 2nd of February 2025, which is a non-leap year, was a Sunday, then what day it was on 1st of February 2024? प्रीवियस ईयर के लिए पूछा जा रहा है. ओके. एक लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में कैलेंडर का क्वेश्चन है, तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन को जनरली चलो एक शॉर्टकट पे काम करते हैं. अगर मैं 2nd February की बात करूँ 2024, इस पर्टिकुलर डे से अगर आप इस डे तक जाओ द वेरी नेक्स्ट ईयर, तो आप 3rd February, 4th February, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th करते करते you would be going up to 29th of February, because 2024 has 29 days in February. It is a leap year. Then you will go on to other days, and when you reach to this particular date of the next year, इट इज़ एक्चुअली आफ्टर 1 ईयर। 1 साल के बाद का डेट है ना, 2 फरवरी 2024, देन आई एम सेइंग 2 फरवरी 2025, इट इज़ आफ्टर 1 ईयर। नाउ दिस 1 ईयर एक्चुअली कंसिस्ट ऑफ 366 days। ऐसा क्यों है? बिकॉज वी आर कंसिडरिंग द लीप ईयर एज वेल। So this is actually after 366 divided by 7. Tell me the remainder. Remainder is 2. इसका ये मतलब है कि जो भी दिन यहाँ पे है, whatever day it is, I'm going 2 days extra, 2 days more. So from here, if I add 2 days and get Sunday, it means ये Saturday plus 2 तो नहीं है, ये फ्राइडे प्लस 2 है। फ्राइडे प्लस 1 इज सैटरडे, सैटरडे प्लस 1 मोर इज अ संडे। सो दिस डेफिनेटली इज अ फ्राइडे, सेकेंड इज अ फ्राइडे। सो फर्स्ट क्या होगा? फर्स्ट विल बी अ थर्सडे। ऑप्शन सी, थर्सडे इज आवर करेक्ट फिट। ये क्वेश्चन ज़रा मैं बोलूँगा ईजियर एंड पे है, ये डिफ़िकल्ट बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, मॉडरेट बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। It is in the easier end to follow. For your UPSC CSAT, you can have a level up question जहाँ पे they can ask you a date. So 1st of February they'll say 2024 is what day of the week. That's it. No prior data. This is date to another date. So reference date is given and then they ask you a future or a past date. ऐसा क्वेश्चन है। तो इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन जनरली ईजियर एंड पे रहते हैं। इससे थोड़े से डिफिकल्ट वुड बी अ प्रॉब्लम वेर इन दे सिंपली गिव यू अ डेट। तो इस पे आपको काम करना चाहिए। ऑलराइट, आई होप दिस हेल्प्स। हाउ मेनी डिजिट्स आर देयर इन 6⁻25? नाउ इफ यू लुक एट दिस प्रॉब्लम, सपोज दिस क्वेश्चन वाज 6 स्क्वायर, तो वी नो दिस इज 36, तो मैं बोल सकता हूँ इट विल हैव 2 digits, easy to comprehend. But 6⁻25 is actually a very large number to comprehend. Then I cannot be sure कि इसके number of digits कितने होंगे. I cannot with 100% surety whether it would be 20, 21, 22 or 23. I don't know. But if this question was with a base 10, तो ये मेरे लिए बड़ा आसान हो जाता है. For example, 10⁻1, we know it will have 2 digits. 10⁻2, which is 100, 100 will have 3 digits. 10⁻3 is actually 1000, which will have 4 digits. ये मैं कह पा रहा हूँ. Similarly, anything which has 10⁻1.5 would give me the digits as 1 plus 1, which is 2 digits. 10⁻2 point some value will give me the number of digits as 2 plus 1, which is 3. जैसे 10⁻3.5, 3.6, whatever it is, the number of digits should be 3 plus 1, which is 4. ये fundamental है. Now, our task would be to convert this 6⁻25 into 10⁻ some value. If I'm able to do that, then easily I can get to my result of number of digits. ये हमारे लिए simple task है. Now, we will use the log function to get to this result. ठीक है, clear है कि हम करने क्या वाले हैं. Now, we'll say let n is equal to 6⁻25 और n is equal to 6 को मैं 2 into 3 लिख सकता हूँ, 2⁻25, which is also 2⁻25 into 3⁻25. Now, taking log both sides, this with base 10. So log with base 10, this becomes log n with the base 10, and this becomes log 2⁻25 into 3⁻25 with base 10. So this is actually एक function है log का, log x into y is actually log x to the base 10 plus log y to the base 10. तो यहाँ पे since it is into, मैं इसको ब्रेक डाउन कर सकता हूँ. तो मैं लिख रहा हूँ इसे log 2 to the power 25 with base 10 plus log 3 to the power 25 with base 10. Now, एक और प्रॉपर्टी है log की which says log x to the power n with base 10 is simplified as n, जो भी पावर है वो सामने आ जाता है, log x to the base 10. ये सेम प्रॉपर्टी हम लोग यहाँ पे यूज़ करेंगे. हियर इट इज़ n, ये सामने आ जाएगा and it would be this value. So we will write this as log n to the base 10. This is 25 log base 10 plus 25 log 3 to the base 10. यहाँ पे क्या आएगा 25 और log 2 to the base 10 का वैल्यू गिवन है. We will use it 0.3010 plus 25 into this is also given. So we will use it. This is 0.4771. Now this is the value for log n to the base 10. Now can we take 25 as common? So 25 if we take common, here we have 0.3010 plus 0.4771. This is equal to log n to the base 10. अब मैं क्या करूँगा? Let's simplify this further. Taking anti-log, it would be n as, or let's keep this as log format, 25 और यहाँ पे क्या आ रहा है into 1877. Let's simplify this first. 1 2 3 4. 25 से अगर मैं इसे सिंप्लीफाई करूँ तो 400. सो दिस इज सिंपली, अगर मैं 4 से सिंप्लीफाई करूँ, 100 को सेपरेट कर दूँ तो 4 से ये 1 टाइम जाएगा. देन वी हैव 37 सो 9 टाइम्स. देन वी हैव 18 सो 4 टाइम्स एंड 21 सो 5 टाइम्स. 1945 by 100. So this actually becomes 19.45. This is the value of log n to the base 10. Now, if we take antilog, so this becomes n as 10 to the power 19.45. Bingo. We have converted this with ease. अब आप मुझे बताओ, if this is 10 to the power 19 point some result, तो number of digits कितने होते हैं? The number of digits is actually 19 plus 1, which is 20 digits. जैसे 10 to the power 3.5, 3.6, whatever it is, it will always be 3 plus 1. 2.5, so always it is 2 plus 1. 1.5, it is always 1 plus 1. So always you just need to add 1. Point में है. Do that, you will get the result as 20. Option A is your correct fit. अब यहाँ पे हमने इसको स्टेप बाय स्टेप ब्रेक डाउन किया है. आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि बहुत सारे प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं जो आप अभी यूज टू नहीं हो, तो इसलिए सारे प्रॉपर्टीज़ को भी यहाँ पे मेंशन किया है. बट व्हेन यू सॉल्व दिस इन एग्जाम, यू कैन स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर. इस स्टेप से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं and you can keep these values into consideration. Generally this is always given to us. You can start from here and in no time you can get to the solution. You can see कि without the help of calculator हमने यहाँ पे calculation भी किया, which indicates this is doable for examinations which do not provide you with scientific calculator. I hope this helps. Consider the following assertion and reason. Assertion and reason is basically a critical reasoning topic. पहले समझते हैं कि इसमें करना क्या होता है. What are the initial steps involved? So, assertion and reason, these are two statements. Alright? Now, whenever we have a question on assertion and reason, we first check the validity of the statements, whether these statements are true or false based on our general knowledge. So we have to use our general knowledge or general awareness of things and actually check whether these statements in itself are true or false. We need to label them as true or false individually first. Then step number 2, this is step number 1. Step number 2 is basically you write the whole of assertion statement, then put a because, and then write the whole of reason statement. And if this fits in, कि आपने इसको पूरा पढ़ा statement, and then you write a because. Why this is happening? Because this is the reason for it. And then you write, and if this is holding true, you put a tick mark over here. Okay? This is the actual step of solving any assertion reason based problem. Now, 15% discount on the marked price of an item is more than 10% discount and subsequent or successive discount of 15%. क्या बोल रही है? Let's say the MRP or the marked price of an article is ₹100. मैं ज़रा simple way में समझा रहा हूँ. They are giving you two options. Either you take a 15% direct off. 15% इसका हो जाएगा ₹15. So they are giving you ₹15 off discount. Or you can take a 10% off plus 5% off. This is successive, therefore it is on the remaining amount. तो इसको ज़रा quickly solve करते हैं. 10% of 100 is 10, so the remaining amount is actually 90. यहाँ पे ₹10 discount हो गया. Then 5% would be charged on the remaining amount, which is ₹90. 5% of 90 is ₹4.5. So ideally added up these two is only 14.5. अब आप मुझे बताओ क्या ये सेम है? 15% single discount, is it as good as 10 plus 15? No, never. जैसे if I tell you 50% off or I tell you 25% plus 25% off, क्या ये दोनों बराबर है? No, these are not true. So always the single discount is the heavier discount or heavier value. तो ये बोला कि 15% discount is more, this is actually correct. So this statement is actually true. Okay, individually बस मैं अभी statements को true या false पहले mark करूँगा. The subsequent successive discount is on the discounted price. Yes, the successive discount is always on the discounted price. ये जो subsequent discount था 5% का, ये आप remaining amount पे करते हो, not on the original value. ये original value 100, but you are doing this on the remaining of ₹90. So this statement is also true. The successive discount is always on the successive value or on the discounted value or on the changed value. So both these statements are true. Now let's see a because part. 15% discount on the MRP is more than the discount of 10% and then a subsequent discount of 5% because the subsequent discount is on the discounted price. Yes, this is the only reason. कि मैं 5% अगर इसका ही कैलकुलेट कर लूँ तब तो ये सेम आ जाएगा. But since I'm calculating this 5% on the remaining, therefore the value of this decreases. So this is a correct reason to it. So we'll say both the assertion and reason are correct explanation. Assertion is true, but the reason is false. No, no. Both of them are true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Option A is our correct fit here. I hope this helps. But with this, I hope you have a clear-cut idea on how to attempt any problem on assertion and reason. You should have that general awareness or that knowledge to solve for the validity of the statements, whether they are true or false first. All right, I hope this helps. A movie hall, there are 3 categories of seats. These are diamond, gold, and silver. On a weekday is basically from Monday to Friday. These are weekdays. The prices per ticket in these categories are 500, 300 and 200. But on weekends, generally Saturday and Sunday, prices are high होते हैं. And these are raised to 800, 500 and 300 respectively. Now, how many seats do we have? ये तो pricing थी. There are exactly 10 diamond seats. Okay, the number. And the number of silver seats is double the number of gold seats. तो अगर gold seats 2 है तो ये 4 होगा, अगर 1 है तो ये 2 होगा. If we take the variable as G, G indicates the number of gold seats. It could be anything. इसका ही double होगा number of silver seats. So it is 2G. And if it is, let's say 10, so this becomes naturally 20. Okay. If the hall goes full house in all the shows, full house means all the tickets are being sold, all the seats are full. Which of the following is the excess earning, extra earning made per show on a weekend? ये तो clear है कि when you look at a weekday and then compare it with a weekend पे since we are charging high, we would be making extra money. So what is that extra money that we are making? We need to consider. So let's look at the extra price. Because I only need extra earning. So why to calculate for both? I can simply say what is the extra price or extra earning. 500 weekend पे है, 800 यहाँ पे है. So this is 300 rupees extra. 300 on weekday, 500 on weekend. So 200 extra. 200 on a weekday and 300 on a weekend. So 100 extra. Now, since there are 10 tickets of diamond, so the price here is actually, or the total earning is 3000 plus 200 into G, then 100 into 2G is basically 200G. So collectively, this is actually 3000 rupees plus 400G. Now this is my answer. Now I just need to check which of the options fit this category. तो मैं smartly क्या कर सकता हूँ? I have the options as 20,000, 23,000, then 26,000 and D as 30,000. Now I have to be smart here. 3,000 तो हो ही रहा है. So let's subtract 3,000 from all of them. So I'm subtracting 3,000 from all of them. जैसे मैंने ये करा, what is the value here? 17,000, 20,000, 23,000 and 27,000. When you subtract this 3,000, you are left with a value which is a multiple of 400. अब आप मुझे बताओ, क्या 17,400 का मल्टीपल है? नहीं है. तो दिस कैन नॉट बी द पॉसिबल आंसर. क्या 20K 400 का मल्टीपल है? यस. सो दिस कैन बी अ पॉसिबल आंसर. क्या 23K हो सकता है? नो. क्या 27K हो सकता है? नो. सिंपली बिकॉज दीज आर नॉट मल्टीपल्स ऑफ 400, द एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट. Option B is our correct fit here. I hope this helps. The scores of 16 students in a test are as follows. What is the difference between their arithmetic mean or average and the median? So for median, we need to arrange the given data in any particular order. It could be an ascending order or a descending order. Better क्या रहता है हमारे observation के लिए? We try to arrange the data in ascending order. Okay. So let's start with the smallest value. Do we have a 1? No, we have a 2 here. So मैंने 2 लिखा, then we have 3. So we have one more 2. Then we have a 4 and a 4. Do we have a 5? No. 6, yes. 7 है क्या? Yes. 8. No. 9, yes. 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, yes. One more 15. 16, 17, yes. 2 17s. 18 and two 19s. All right, done. Now, median is always the middle term. Since I have 16 terms, तो कोई middle number नहीं हो पाएगा. So here, the median would be the summation of half term, which is 8th term plus 9th term by 2. So 8th term क्या होगा? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 is 9. 9th term is 11 by 2. 20 by 2, which is 10. This is the median value. Now, in order to figure out the arithmetic mean, we simply need to do the sum of all the observation upon the number of all the observations. Sum क्या आ रहा है एक बार उसको कैलकुलेट करेंगे. We know the number is 16. Let's do the sum quickly. तो if I take these two, तो ये 20 हो जाएगा. Then 18 and one of the two is also 20. 6 and 1 4 is also 10. ये 50 हो गया. Then 7 and 3 is also a 10. 15 and 15 is 30. Then can we have 19 and 4 is 23 and 17 is another 40. So this gives me 40 and 10 is 50, 130. चलो remaining values पे काम करते हैं. 130 we have, then we have a 19 here and a 2 here. So one goes here 20 and then 18. So 38. 168. 168 upon 16 is what we have as our arithmetic mean. ये 10 times तो जाएगा ही. 160. Then you have 8.0, so 5 times 10.5. What is the difference between arithmetic mean and the median? The difference is 10.5 minus 10, which is 0.5. Option C is the correct fit here. I hope this helps. If X% of A is equal to or same as Y% of B, then what percent of A is Z% of B? तो यहाँ पे we are trying to formulate a percentage. So percentage formulation, we go by basics. For any percentage formulation, we need a numerator and a denominator multiplied by 100. So denominators are basically those values which come after the what part. किससे आपको compare करना? What percentage of A? So A will be the denominator is Z% of B. So Z% of B becomes the numerator. Since this is a percentage value, so into 100. Now, क्या मैं यहाँ से कोई डेटा यूज़ कर सकता हूँ and replace it with this values? तो मैं देख पा रहा हूँ that this percentage and percentage symbol of and of can be cancelled out. So X into A is Y into B, or A is equal to YB by X. Now, what if I write the same here? So this is Z% of B. Of का मतलब होता है into, so I'm replacing of with into. A के प्लेस पे मैं लिख रहा हूँ YB upon X, so X is at the top. Now, into 100. If I take out this percentage symbol, कभी भी आप इसे eliminate करोगे, you need to divide it by 100. So I take out the percentage sign, I write 100 here. So ये 100 और ये 100 cancel out हो जाएगा. Now this b and b would be cancelled out. We are left out with zx by y. Option A is your correct fit. I hope this helps. Three distinct positive integers a, b and c are such that b minus a is equal to c minus b, and also we know that a plus b plus c is equal to 12. Okay. What is the maximum number of such possible sets of a, b and c? They have to be distinct, all different and positive integers. Okay. So can I just simplify this? Bringing b here, bringing a here, it becomes 2b as a plus c. Now let's equate a plus c as 2b. ये यहाँ पे आ गया a plus c now. So a and c can be replaced with 2b and this b is down. 3b is equal to 12 or b is equal to 12 upon 3, which is 4. Now we have the absolute value of b. वो क्या निकल के आ रहा है? b is 4. So I can use basic functions here. b minus a should be c minus b, where b is 4. अब क्या रख सकते हो? The value of a. Can we write a as, let's say, 1? First positive integer. So 4 minus 1 is 3, and this should be 7 minus 4. Next, again, if we put b as 4, we can take 2. So this has to be 6 minus 4. Then if we again take b as 4, this should be minus 3. And here it should be 5 minus 3. Done. This satisfies. अब क्या मैं 4 minus 4 कर सकता हूँ? Because in that case, we are taking b and a as same, which is not possible. They have to be distinct. So only these three sets are possible. The sets include a, b and c being 1, 4 and 7, or 2, 4 and 6, or 3, 4 and 5. That's it. So what is the number of possible sets of A, B and C? There are 3 possible sets. अब इसको देखने का एक और तरीका है that since we have the exact value of B as 4, I can use it in this equation. So we have an equation which says 2b is equal to a plus c. We know b is 4, so it becomes 8. 8 is equal to a plus b. But we have to be careful कि जब मैं a plus b बोल रहा हूँ, it could be 1 plus 7 or 2 plus 5 or 3 plus 6, 3 plus 5, all of it. Can we write 4 plus 4? No, because they are distinct. Can we write 5 plus 3? नहीं लिख सकता हूँ because here a becomes a larger value, but a is always smaller than b. और c यहाँ पे बन जा रहा है एक smaller value than b. b 4 है, तो c cannot be lesser than 4. So I cannot take these possibilities. I am limiting myself to these 3 possibilities. Alright, I hope this helps. How many 3-digit numbers are there that have the middle digit as the sum of the first and the third digit? So basically, अगर मैं यहाँ पे 1 लिख रहा हूँ और यहाँ पे 9 लिख रहा हूँ, तो the summation for this is 10. But is this possible? No, it becomes a 4-digit number. So this is not possible. But with 1, I can place a 8 here. So this would be 9. This is doable. मैंने extreme values ले लिया. Now coming down, I can take around 1, 2 and 3. So up to here I can go, or maybe I can take 1, 1 and 2 here. Right. So doing a sum of this with 1, आप देख पा रहे हैं मैंने 1 लिया, यहाँ पे 2 लिया है, 3 4 5 6 करते हुए मैं 8 तक जा सकता हूँ. So 8 numbers are formed here. Then if I repeat the same process with 2, so I can write a 2 here, and if I put a 9 or an 8 here, तो ये एक 2 digit का number बन जाएगा, which is not possible. So I have to start this with 7. 2 and 7 is 9. Then 2 and I've put a 6 here, so this is 8. In this manner, मैं नीचे चलते हुए I can go up to 2, 1 and this is 3. तो 1 2 3 4 5 6 मैं यहाँ पे 7 नंबर्स तक कंसिडर कर सकता हूँ. आप देख रहे एक नंबर लेस. नाउ गोइंग अहेड इन दिस मैनर, इफ आई टेक अ 3 हियर, देन can I take a 7 or an 8 or a 9? Because 7 plus 3 is 10, not possible. 8, obviously not possible. 9, 12, not possible. But I can use a 6 here. And this would give me a 9. Then 3, 5, and this is 8. Similarly, I can go back and write here 3, 1, and a 4. So I'll have another 6 numbers here. With every increase in the number decreases. मैं यहाँ से 1 2 3 करते हुए कहाँ तक जा सकता हूँ? Max to max I can go up to 8. Because if I put a 9 here, तो मैं यहाँ पे क्या रखूँगा? I cannot keep the values. So 8 के साथ I can put a 1, then this would be 9. So only I have one number. So if you look at these numbers, this is basically 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. इतने सारे नंबर्स तो पॉसिबल हैं, बिकॉज यहाँ पे हमने 4 के साथ कंसिडर करना है, 5 के साथ स्टार्ट करके कंसिडर करना है, 6 के साथ स्टार्ट करके कंसिडर करना है, 7 के साथ स्टार्ट करके कंसिडर करना है. सो इन अ सीक्वेंस दिस इज ऑल अबाउट नैक ऑफ सॉल्विंग दीज प्रॉब्लम्स. तो आपको दिख रहा है इट इज़ 8 + 7 + 6 + 5 + 4 + 3 + 2 + 1, और n into n plus 1. 8 into 8 plus 1, which is 9 by 2. Simple formula use करा, we get 36 numbers. Now, other than this, क्या मेरे पास और कोई set of numbers बनेंगे? What if I start using a 0? So with 1, I can use a 0 here, because first place पे तो मैं 0 use नहीं कर सकता हूँ. In that case, it will no longer be a 3-digit number. So I can put a 1 here. With 2, I can put a 0 here and a 2. With 3, I can repeat the same process. 4 0 4 5 0 5 6 0 6 7 0 7 8 0 8 9 0 9. So in total 9 more numbers are there. So 36 numbers plus 9 numbers, we get 45 such numbers. Now these type of problems are only solvable once we have done few problems like this. उससे क्या होता है ना कि वी आर इन द नैक ऑफ सॉल्विंग प्रॉब्लम्स. वी अंडरस्टैंड द फ्लो कि अच्छा देखो, मैं अगर यहाँ पे 8 रख रहा हूँ, फिर मैं 7 रखूँगा, इट विल गो अप टू 1. सो वी गेट 8 नंबर्स. इफ आई स्टार्ट विथ 2, आई विल गेट 7. इफ आई स्टार्ट विथ 3, आई विल गेट 6. इफ आई स्टार्ट विथ 4, आई विल गेट 5 numbers. With 5, I will get 4 numbers. With 6, I will get 3 numbers. With 7, I will get 2 numbers. With 8, I will get 1 number. ये नैक डेवलप होना चाहिए, एंड क्विकली आपको ये कैलकुलेट करना आना चाहिए. नो नीड टू राइट दिस, यू जस्ट डू 8 into 9 by 2, एंड दैट इज हाउ यू सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम लाइक दिस. आई होप दिस हेल्प्स. काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज similar type of problems you expect in your UPSC CSAT journey. We have a problem like this in the year 2018 as well. The length of candle B is 3 times the length of candle A. So there are 2 candles and they're pretty large. मतलब जो normal candle हम assume करते हैं that we see generally, उससे काफ़ी बड़े हैं ये candles. तो they could be around 3 meters, 4 meters, ऐसा हो सकता है. ठीक है, तो they are pretty large. The speed of burning of candle B is 4 times the speed of burning of candle A. A party begins with the lighting of these 2 candles. ये 2 candles हैं. दोनों को लाइट कर दिया. The party ends when the heights of these candles become equal. If the numerical value of length of the burnt away portion of candle A and the speed of its burning are same, how long in hours did the party continue? So let's assume that the party continued for, let the party continued for T hours. Alright, T hours means it could be any of the options. Now, ये डेटा है यहाँ पे, but what if we specifically focus on this particular data? क्या equal है given in the question that the burnt away portion of candle A, this is equal to the speed of burning of candle A, है ना? Now, क्या speed given है question में? No. So we will assume the speed as s. मैंने क्या assume करा कि जो speed है that is s, a variable. Okay. This is the speed of burning away. और burnt away portion of A कैसे figure out कर सकते हैं? Let's suppose this is my candle and I say the speed of burning is 1 meter per hour and 2 hours में ये कितना बर्न करेगी? तो आप बोलेंगे 1 meter per hour is the burning rate or speed. For 2 hours it would burn into 2. So it would definitely burn 2 meters in 2 hours. तो आपने क्या करा? आपने जो स्पीड ऑफ बर्निंग है उसको टाइम पीरियड से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया. दिस गिव्स यू द बर्न्ट अवे पोर्शन ऑफ द कैंडल. स्पीड इनटू टाइम, स्पीड ऑफ बर्निंग इनटू फॉर हाउ लॉन्ग द बर्निंग वाज हैपनिंग. इससे आपका जो बर्न्ट अवे पोर्शन है वो निकल के आ गया. ऑल राइट, स्पीड ऑफ बर्निंग इज एस. अब क्वेश्चन में क्या गिवन है वो देखते हैं. वी नो दैट द न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू फॉर दीज टू, ये दोनों का क्या सेम है? द न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू, the numerical value is same, right? So if this is my equation and I say that the numerical value is same, this can only happen when, देखो ये तो सेम डेटा एस और एस कैंसिल आउट हो गया. अब मैं टी के जगह पे क्या रख सकता हूँ कि इक्वेशन सेटिस्फाई हो जाए. इफ आई पुट 1/2 तो यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा 1/2 है, so this is not equal to this. But if I multiply with 1 or we call t as 1 hour, so this is the same equation or the numerical value for this would be same. If I put anything other than 1, तो ये equation satisfy नहीं हो रहा है. So I'll rule out all the other options and I'll say t is 1 hour. So in 1 hour this will happen for sure. I hope this helps. Take care, bye-bye. Very interesting question. A train starts from station A at 9 a.m. and it reaches station B at 2 p.m. Okay, let's say this whole distance is d kilometers. तो ट्रेन A से जो स्टार्ट हो रही है ट्रेन, उसके लिए क्या मैं ऐसा बोल सकता हूँ that this train takes a time of 9 to 2 which is 5 hours to cover a distance of d kilometers. Therefore speed of this train is d by 5. Important aspect है, I hope आप follow कर पा रहे हैं. Similarly, we have another train starting from B and it reaches to point A. It starts at 11. ये late start हो रहा है, 2 hours delay, but it reaches at 3 p.m. So it is actually a faster train. So इसके लिए अगर मैं बात करूँ, the time taken here is only 4 hours. Distance covered is the total distance, which is d kilometers. Speed for train number 2 is actually d by 4. I hope they are following this. Now, on their way, they meet at point P. So somewhere down the here would be point P. They meet here. The ratio for the distance of A to P distance upon B to P distance is what we are looking at. A to P distance ये रहा, B to P distance is this. So this is the ratio that we are looking out for. Now, can we use certain data here? One of the data is A जो मिल रहे हैं at P, after how much time they are meeting? So we can assume they meet or meeting time as T hours. They meet after T hours. So if they meet after T hours, ये जो ट्रेन नंबर 1 है, इसने ये पूरा डिस्टेंस यहाँ से P पॉइंट तक, जो मीटिंग पॉइंट तक इसने कवर करा होगा, वो डिस्टेंस क्या कवर किया होगा? सो A to P डिस्टेंस वुड बी एक्चुअली स्पीड इनटू द टाइम पीरियड इज T. So dt by 5 is the distance from A to P. Okay, what is the distance from P to B or B to P? जो दूसरा ट्रेन है traveling at a speed of d by 4, it has covered at this speed for how many hours? देखो, if they meet after 4 hours, let's suppose, तो ये ट्रेन तो 4 hours के लिए चल रही है, बट ये वाली ट्रेन तो 2 घंटे बाद स्टार्ट हुई है ना, तो दिस इज नॉट ट्रैवलिंग फॉर 4 complete hours. The second train is only traveling for 4 minus 2, which is 2 hours. So second train is traveling for T minus 2, always 2 hours less. Now, or you can write this as dt by minus 2d by 4. This is the distance. ये क्या है? डिस्टेंस आपने कैलकुलेट कर लिया. अब क्या आप इसको ऐसे बोल सकते हैं दैट A to P plus P to B is equal to d kilometers? If yes, then we have an equation here that A to P plus B to P is actually d kilometers. So dt by 5 plus dt minus 2d by 4, this is equal to d, or the denominator becomes 20, and then we have 4 dt plus 5 dt minus 10d, this is equal to d, और 9 dt माइनस को मैं उस तरफ लेके जा रहा हूँ, सो दिस बिकम्स 20d, और ये माइनस वाला उस तरफ जाएगा तो प्लस ऑफ 10d विच इज 30d, और दिस d and d gets cancelled out. t here is 30 by 9 और 10 by 3. ये t वेरिएबल मेरे पास आ गया. Now I'll use the same expression here. What is A to P? A to P is dt by 5. And what is B to P? B to P is dt minus 2d by 4. So we will try to put the value of t as 10 by 3. So d into 10 by 3 upon d into 10 by 3 minus 2d by 4. Let's simplify this by 2. So this is 2d by 3 at the top, and at the denominator we have 10d minus 6d by 4 into 3. So this 3 and 3 gets cancelled out. क्या बच रहा है आपके पास? You get 2d upon 4d. So t and d, 4 and 4 cancel. You have 2:1 as your ratio. Option B here is your correct fit. I hope this helps. This is a problem from time, speed, and distance, catering to the meeting point problems.